I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. Oh, much better, much better. Let's see. Oh, I gotta get something. Y'all stay with me. Good morning, good morning. Let's see. I gotta have something to prop that up. You with me? Are y'all with me? Let me see. Okay, we gonna see if we can get out here. Doggone it. Bear with me. We coming, we coming. Don't lose me. Okay, we got to get you some background. Yes, got some background. Okay, here we go. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. Get some background here. I'm trying to get y'all some background. Y'all with me? Okay, I think it's gonna work now. Get some background. Yes, that's what you want right there. That's what you want, some background. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm ready. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, get you some background. Get you some background. Now, good morning, and today we're going to talk about vacationing on a budget. Everybody want to go somewhere. Everybody want to do something, and I know it's very, very difficult when you basically live paycheck to paycheck. But let me give you some very smart tips. Number one, wait a minute, let me get this because I don't want no bugs to go in here. I left this thing open. Okay, now here we go. So just check out my background now. Check out my background. You see it? Okay, so when we talk about vacationing on a budget, the first thing we have to talk about is where we're gonna go. Because where you decide to go affects how much money you need to make that trip. So if you know that you don't have a lot of money, it's okay. Let's start out with some small things. Now, this year I have 6 trips planned. And I've taken 3, and I have 3 more. But I plan for those trips a whole year in advance. So where are you going? Don't try to do nothing extravagant. Just do something like a weekend trip. Just start small. All right? So set your weekend trip a year in advance and save you $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever that number is. I was saving, I think it was $650 every month I was putting towards my trips. Then I added some extra trips, so I had to do $1,250. But that's okay. That's at a whole nother debt-free lifestyle living. But I want you to be able to come somewhere and enjoy. Take your kids on somewhere small, okay? But you got to be used to it. And once you get that $50 a month, you set it, you can have it direct deposited out of your check and go straight over into where you need it to be. But we're talking about vacationing on a budget. Find your location. Find out how much the resort or the hotel. Now, if you're on a budget, I would advise you to go somewhere that has a kitchen with all the amenities like you're at home. Then you can pack. Now, listen, you can pack your breakfast food. You can bring a cooler. And you're driving because now we don't have plane money. You know, we don't have money to do anything like that. We're just trying to get our kids and our family somewhere that we can have a vacation. So say you're going to the beach that's near your home. Now, I'm from Augusta, Georgia. We would go to Hilton Head. We would go to Myrtle Beach. You're talking about three hours, or 4 hours max. Savannah, Tybee. But you pack that cooler, you freeze things up the night before, and you go. And so you plan, are we going to cook breakfast at the place? And we're going to cook lunch at the place. Because the kids, all they're going to do is be in that water, be in that pool. Then your dinner is where you perhaps will eat out a couple of times, okay? You can always light that grill and make you some hamburgers and hot dogs, and that could be your dinner. Don't let people make you feel bad, okay? Because the money that I have, me and my friends, we still go to the grocery store and buy the basic stuff if we're not in all-inclusive. So you do what's best for you, but your goal is you want your children happy. You want them to be able to smile and have memories, okay? I don't even care if you're just going to Six Flags. You can tailgate, you can fry that chicken up in the morning and wrap it up in that aluminum foil and have those Capri Sun and Juicies, and y'all go inside the building, come back out and tailgate, have that food, and you're not spending a bunch of money. So your location is the place. So when you're thinking about going, think about these things. How can I get my family here and we can stay and not be broke when we get back home? I mean, my aunts, they used to bring grits and eggs. We had full meals. They had a hot plate. We was in a hotel. They had a hot plate. They made sausages. We didn't eat out but one time. So I'm telling you, you can do it. So now that you pick your location and they're telling you it's going to be $1,200, that means you need $100 a month. I'm throwing that number out there, right? But you have your groceries, everything you need, and you put them in your Ziploc bags, your containers, and you take things and you freeze them, because you want, in that cooler that you're taking, you want things to be frozen, because you're going to add ice, but it's better to go ahead and have it frozen. You take your dry goods and you have all the essentials. So now food is taken care of. You pay for your, in 12 months, you pay for the resort. So now you have the resort paid for, your food is paid for, right? What else you need? You need some fun activities. Now, if you're going to theme parks, that means you need to go online and try to get some deals, right? For theme parks. That should be paid for. Once a month, you need to put some money aside for a theme park. By the time you get to your 12 months, when it's time to go, your theme park should be paid for, your resort paid for, your groceries are with you, and you need some gas money, all right? Because you're driving. Now that car needs to be serviced, so make sure your car is serviced, make sure your tires are good, your oil is changed, and that's how you plan for your trip. You get you a list and write down the things that you'll need. Now, don't go out and buy a whole bunch of clothes. You just need the swim gear. That's all the kids do. They're going to stay in that pool. Their fingers are going to be just so pruny from being in that water. They're going from the pool to the beach, from the pool to the beach. So don't spend a bunch of money, because that's all they're going to be doing. But you need some sunscreen. I don't care if you're black, white, blue, or green. You need some sunscreen. Put some sunscreen on you and your children, no matter what the specificity of the ethnicity, but you need sunscreen. So that needs to be Costco. You can buy 3 to spray, or you can go and buy 3-pack of the wipe on, where you put it on there. I like to spray myself. But anyway, these are planning things. So you put a little bit. So how you going to get the money for this vacation? If it's $50 a month, $100 a month, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to be able to do to sacrifice. Now, do not tell your kids that you're going to take them somewhere. It needs to be a surprise. I'm not trying to be negative Nanny, but if something goes down and you can't take them on this trip, we don't want to give them false hope. We want to tell them when it's time to go, okay? So when you're planning for this vacation, you've got your resort, so you know exactly how much money it costs. You know it's going to be a $200 credit card for your emergencies, so you have to put that down there, right? You put that $200 credit card for your emergencies. And after that, they'll give it back as long as you don't tear anything up. So you need to add that too. They just put it on there, and as soon as you leave the resort, it comes off. All right. Now, you have everything you need. You got your resort, you got your food, you got your gas, and you have your games for wherever you're gonna go. If it's the theme park, you've paid for that. Now, your car is serviced. What else do you think you need? What else do you think you need? Now, people are in the chat talking about it's cheaper to go. It's cheaper for you. Don't let nobody tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it for your vacation, because everybody got different choices. I'm single. I'm on an 8-day trip, okay? But I planned it out for a whole year, all right? And it's out of the country, so now you got to get airfare. Now, if those people if you want to go on a trip with airfare, you need to pay your resort and get all that first and do your airfare within the 3 months before you go, all right? And start looking at Frontier and, you know, those ones, Southwest, when they have those deals, and get your trip now, all right? And make sure you secure that after you've paid for your resort, if you're one of these people that's going to go on a plane. But if you're taking your children and you can drive somewhere within 2 to 3 hours, you're driving, your car service, this is a great trip. You want to be able to sit out there and watch your children get in that water and play and have a good time. Now, when it comes to dinner in the evening, if you choose to go out, you need to make sure that you budget for those meals. If you're staying 3 days, you need 2 nights of food. And then on your way back, when you're driving, you need to go ahead and have cooked something and y'all eat before you get in the car, and that way you don't have to stop. Plan your meals from the time you leave your house. Y'all should be fed until you get to the resort, until you get back to your home. If you plan those meals, you got Ziplocs, you can make sandwiches. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money. You're trying to create memories for your children. You're not trying to break the bank. Now, some of y'all are trying to do the most. We are trying to budget and take our family on trips. Now, for those of you that can't understand what I'm saying, get you a list. Find a place that is very economical, okay? And if they have the hideaway beds, you might could take some extra people and get maybe a 1-bedroom. And if they have a hideaway bed, that's 2 people can get in there. So the cheaper that you spend on your accommodations, and remember, you're not going to be in that room, but just to sleep. You're going to be out on the balcony. You're going to be out there at the pool, at the game room, because this place is full of amenities. You just have to make sure that your kids are safe with their safety goggles and all the safety vests and anything that they need so they won't drown if they don't know how to swim. But other than that, you just need to go and have a good time, all right? You need your snacks. They want some chips and sodas and all these different things. So you need to have that at the pool side. So you don't have to be trying to buy something from a vendor. You know, you need to take your little picnic baskets or whatever down to the beach so you won't be tempted, because you know your kids going to get down there and say they want some water, they thirsty. Be prepared. I want you to plan this trip so you can show your girlfriends that, look, we can take our kids on a trip and we can do it on a budget. So let's recap real quick. How are we going to plan this trip? We're going to plan this trip a whole year in advance. We're not waiting to the last minute. What happens when you wait to the last minute? It's very expensive when you wait to the last minute, because the price now could be almost double. You're planning in ahead. If you're going on a flight, you need to plan at least 2 to 3 months ahead. All right? You know where you're going, and you need to put your deposits down on your resorts. That's going to say, okay, now be careful, because if you don't go through with this, you might lose your deposit. So make sure that this is a done deal and you're going to do it, okay? I'm out here, me and the little buggies out here. All right? But you got to make sure that everything that you and your children need, you go ahead and plan it out. A 12-month budget. And do not go somewhere where everybody is there. Because You want your children to be able to get on the rides as often as possible. You want your children to be able to be at the beach and the pool when it's not so overwhelming, okay? So plan it effectively. Get your resort, number one. Find out what type of transportation you're going to use. Make sure your car is ready to go. Now, remember, we're from Augusta, Georgia. We used to drive to Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, Tybee, and that's like two to 4 hours either way, right? And you talk about a tank of gas, a tank and a half, to get there and then to get back. That's not a lot of gas, all right? And if you have to rent a car, now this is another thing. If you have to rent an SUV or something like that, if you have a family member that lets you borrow their car because you want to take your kids and take, all these amenities with you, that's fine. Don't forget your little blow up things because you don't want to buy that down there. You can go to Aldi's and Walmart and Big Lot and get your little blow up things, okay, for your kids while they're in the pool. You don't want to buy this stuff when you get to the resort. It is too expensive. So make sure transportation is secure however you do it. All right, make sure you have that transportation. After that transportation, you start making those payments and you have it direct deposit out of your checking account from your bank and put it into your vacation. And then you take that money and you pay it over to the resort, however you're paying this resort off, okay? And when the resort is paid, then we start working on the transportation and our food. Remember, they got pots and pans. They have a toaster. They have a blender. Anything you need, a full kitchen, okay? So you don't need to worry about that. You bring everything you need in some Ziploc bags and a cooler. That's all you need. And you start planning out your meals. Plan whole meals. If you're gonna do spaghetti, you can go ahead and do the sauce and just make the noodles when you get there. You can freeze your sauce. Come on, let's be creative. These kids don't have time for you to try to figure out what you're gonna do. If you're gonna do hamburgers, you can make your hamburgers and freeze them in a Ziploc bag. And when you get there, you can put them in the refrigerator and then y'all can start eating off of that. They have a grill there. Now you need charcoal. Let's make it smart. Why are you gonna do charcoal grilling when you can bring that stuff already cooked? You can do your chicken. You can already have that done and freeze it. Everything. So you got some barbecue chicken, you got some hot dogs, you got some hamburgers. This is the way to do it. Now see, I'm telling you, I am debt free and I'm telling you how to have an experience with your children. It is not about just spending up all this money. Okay, now you're gonna need some emergency money because things happen. You need some emergency money, and have your amount of some emergency money if things happen. Okay, and that's it. So for a whole 12 months, you're gonna be putting money to the side, paying your resort off, and you're gonna be putting food to the side. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take that. And that month before you go, this is very important. That's when you start getting those meals together. I'm telling you, spaghetti is one of the easiest things and it's filling, all right? Then you freeze all your stuff so when it's time to go, it's time to go. Pack it up so no freezer burn and get in that cooler, get you some ice, and you're ready to go. And if you're traveling with kids, you need to know the best time to travel with them. The smaller your kids are, the more you need to travel at night. They need to be able to be asleep or give them some some electronics to keep them busy. But you want to have a good trip and don't be fussing at your kids, okay? They kids, they're going to want to holler, they want to yell, they want to run. That's what vacation's about. Don't you be talking about nerves. Take your nerve pill and keep it pushing. This is about your kids having an experience. Now, if you're going off with your girlfriends and y'all can get over in the corner and be bougie like I am, look at this scenery. Look at this scenery. Look at this scenery. Okay? Did you see? Did you see? Yeah. See, that's when you want to just sit and be bougie. We ain't doing nothing but sit and being bougie. Last night we ordered some room service at about 11:30. Oh, just doing the most. You hear me? But that's what vacation's about. I don't know, somebody just in the video, so they just doing what they doing. But anyway, I just want you to know that you plan for 12 months so you will not have any financial stress. Now, if you want to put the money in the bank, You can put it in a high yield savings for about 4%, make some interest off of that, get you some gas money. You know how I am. You know how I am. Just put your deposit down and put the rest of the money over in a high yield savings, and you might have a couple of $100 for extra. Do whatever you need to do, but I need you to plan from day one and pick a resort that's not the most fanciest, okay? You just need to have them have some good ratings, okay? And that they're very friendly to children. You don't want someplace that's gonna be frowning every time your kids make noise. Now, the other thing about, I talked about the beach, I talked about the pool, but they have amenities like a room where they can play ping pong and pool, all of that. So even in the evening when you want a break, you can sit them over there, and you could be in a corner reading a book, and your kids are still playing. It is a plethora of things. Now, if you can't afford, now listen to me. If you cannot afford to go to a theme park, but you can get to the beach and the water and the pool, that's a vacation in itself. And then next year you work harder to get money for the theme park. But I'm telling you now, your kids just want to be around some water, and they want to be at the beach and doing those kind of things. Now, let me back this up for people that their money is so funny right now, they can't even do a trip like this. So let's find a pool in your neighborhood. Let's get some snacks, and we're going to stay at the pool all day, all right? It might be $7 per person, and you got 5 kids, right? That's $35, and then yourself is $8, all right? So we're not even $50, and we got a whole day. You take your snacks and you let them go, and you sunscreen them up, and they play in the pool all day. That is exciting to them. Or you take them to the park. You've just got to do something different, because staying in the house, playing on the computer, staying in the house, hollering at them because they running and jumping. That's what they do. They kids, they need to express themselves. So if that's where you are, there's no shame. You go to the local aquatic center, and you go when they open up. So the kids will have the whole 8-9 hours, however long they're open, and they can play. Then you pull them out, you feed them, and throw them back into that water. They will have an awesome day. And you as a parent will get a big thumbs up from your kids. The next thing they're going to be doing, Mama, Daddy, when are we going back to that aquatic center? This is what I want you to do. Think about your children and think about yourself when it comes to enjoying and travel. So I think I've done a wonderful job giving you some tips. It is so important to set up a budget for how you're going to do it. Plan it out from beginning to end and have your emergency money. I want to hear about your plans of these trips that you're going to take, because it's very exciting. It is very exciting. I'm sitting up here. I'm ready to go eat. Look. I'm going to sit on that cabana bed, and I'm going to use this jacuzzi later on. You know, it's what we do. It's just the scenery. Sometimes you just need to be out the house. We ain't even doing nothing fancy, but getting on those people's nerves at 11:30, order some food, room service. But, you know, that's what you do. That's what you do. Now, you tip them. Now, make sure you tip them. Don't be cheap, okay? All right, and remember, when you're around the pools, don't bring any glass. So you need everything that needs to be plastic and not breakable. You can't take any glass. So if you're going to buy some, you need plastic or paper around that pool area. They will not allow you to have any glass around the pool area. So just remember that. All right, I love you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to take some vacations. So this is July of 2024. I want you to go somewhere by July of 2025. Put that money aside. If it's $50 a pay period, $50 a month, however, but you need to go somewhere. Go somewhere besides your city. Even if you go to state. Remember, I lived in Georgia. We just went South Carolina. We just went over one line. Okay? That's what you do. Go somewhere. If you live in Atlanta, you can go to Tennessee. You can go anywhere. Just go somewhere. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day.